参った。泣けか。
ありえねえ、食事と会話の真最中に。しかも続きを噛み始めたぞ。
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of my regionals prep with Crocodile here. So the same list as before. I did a little bit of testing, but wasn't recording at the moment, and I really think that this is going to be my list going into the thing, with the possible exception of maybe switching one of these ratios. I think pretty much all of the other cards are locked in. It's just a matter of the exact counts on Babe, Miss Golden Week, and Patchwork. The ratio on those is probably about the same anyways, maybe a percent or two one way or the other, and it's hard for me to tell exactly which is best. But I think at this point, the list is pretty locked in, and I want to concentrate on just knowing my list and being able to estimate out, based on what my list is, how often I'm going to be drawing into the things I need. I think I'll try to next week break out the hypergeometric calculator and try to look at some of the ratios for the 4 ofs versus 3 ofs, and see which ones I want to optimize for, kind of acknowledging that obviously Babe is something we only want in the end game, Patchwork is something we want in the end game, and we don't want to draw too many of because they're bricks, and then 2Ks are always going to be a pretty nice way to fill those out, see how much average counter I have, and those sorts of things. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and hop into some games. All right, here we have another one. This has been a tough one to work through. I think it is a correct line to just go aggressively at face in this one. I think this is good enough. Going second, we have a pretty good chance of finding a Bonclay to get out a Miss Doublefinger, which I do think is the stronger one here. Mr. 5, or Mr. 1 I should say, is not at his prime here. Here I think I'm gonna take the Wednesday. Might help us deal with some threats. Here, I guess take Drophy because I already have the one, and I am going to go ahead and mill to see if we can't find some 5 drops. We do find the Dazbones, which might be useful. Rosie and the, what's it called? Here comes a 6K. Yeah, Drophy is 6. 5 here. I'm gonna take. Okay, we do find the Zala. So we have access to that. I wonder if they're gonna do the blocker one. No, they don't. That's the blocker one is, or the first blocker one is not as common. Kind of unfortunate here. I think we're just gonna go with a 6 here. Make it to where it's not free with this blocker. Okay, they do take. Let's play down Miss Merry Christmas. We'll mill 2 more. Okay, we have 2 of these now. That's a little more than we need. I'm gonna go to try to play this down early for some Dawn Equity on the next turn. Because it'll be helpful if we do have to go at their guys. Next turn on 6 Dawn, I think we're just going to have to play Doublefinger Raw, unless we find something in a swing here that is particularly useful. I will pitch 1 to the 5K if they swing it. Not necessarily a great spot, not in a tragic spot yet. But things are not coming together the way I'd like them to yet. Getting out a 6 drop is going to be the Lawn Rosinante, I think is 6 cost, which is definitely going to start to cramp down on our ability to swing at leader. Although at this point they only have their leader swing that they can use too. And I'm okay, I think, trading back and forth. Promo law here. Okay, so they do have that 2K. Worth knowing about. Interesting. Are they going to do a... Oh, they're going to just keep going. And then a 6, I will counter with a 2 here. 6 and 6 or 5 and 7. Okay, 6 and 6. We will counter 2, and then this one's probably coming in. Yeah, this one I'm gonna take here because I don't think I want to give up 2 1s here. They still have 1 up, unfortunately. Let's just swing a 6. And then we'll play Zala. We're in a kind of a hairy spot here. Not finding the Bonkley is definitely a tough thing. Double search and not finding it, it's always going to be a rough thing going second. I really am thinking that going first is better in a lot of matchups, even though it feels like my win rate doesn't show that. The smoothness of the curve just fits so much better. You have 1 awkward turn on 3 instead of an awkward turn on both 4 and 6 if you don't find your Bonclays. If you find your Bonclays, then 4 and 6 aren't as bad as the 1 awkward turn on 3. But you're really banking on being able to find those. And the consistency in the other curve is that you have 4 full on for searching instead of just 2. Here we will give a 2K. Definitely expecting, yeah, here comes one of the big ones. A 6K here. I think I am actually going to give the 2 1s. And then they're going to play out Rosie. Okay, they got their 1 back. 6 I will take. Unfortunately, we might have to take this one too. Which leads me to want to play All Sunday even more. Yeah, we're gonna have to take this one too. We do get a trigger, that helps some. I think I'm gonna have to take the second Croc here, even though it is a brick. I think we're gonna have to go into yeah, we're gonna have to play out a blocker here for sure. So let's go. They have a big ass blocker. So let's go just a 5 here because we're gonna have to hold up ground death. Should have probably countered out of one of those earlier hits. It's tough to find the right timing on them. This is probably gonna eat the block, yeah. And then All Sunday, getting back. We don't have any of those in the yard. And then Kita getting back a Babe. Ooh, we do get to freeze this Rosinante here. I'm not gonna mill here. Now we should be able to bring back... Oh, wow, we didn't... That was the only Babe that we saw, and I didn't even think about that. So, in that case, let's bring back a second Zala. And then we will freeze you and see if our opponent knows that we are low on defenses. It is a little aggressive for them to go for it. They do have pretty good attacks anyways, but it is a little aggressive for them to go to it and go for it. Yeah, that was another misplay there by not taking any... Essentially, I should have taken one of the Bonclays and let this go to the trash so that I could use the Bonclay on this blocker here. All right, 6 at face. We give it 2K. Hopefully they just go another 6 here. This is probably... Okay, another... Let's see. 6. We can get out of with another 1-1. This is gonna definitely come in, and then if we hit a 2K, Yeah, I think we might be cooked here. Missed up that one as well. This law deck is really pretty much most decks where you're playing out just bigger. If your whole board is all bigger than 6K, this deck definitely has some difficulties. Another 7 and yeah, they're gonna get it. Yeah, pretty big misplay there. We had I think that working out a lot better in a world where we play that right. Here we have another Dofi player against Dofi. Let's go first. I'm gonna try out my theory. Here I am gonna mulligan because I want to find some stuff. Yeah, this seems better to me. Yeah, and there we have the Bon Clay, and we're set up right where we wanted to be. And I wonder if it's... No, we can't do 5/5 because we want to do another search here. We're going to do search, grab the 2K, and then we'll go with a 7. We're going to hold this on board because... Actually, no, I'm going to KO it. Okay, yeah, we have some options in there. When we come around to a Miss All Sunday turn, we now have Miss Valentine, which we would not necessarily have had before. So probably a 7 coming in here. We can give a 2 and a 1. Yeah. We are going to give the 2 and the 1. Preferring this Zala here. Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna go 6, and then Bon Clay bringing out Zala. Bon Clay, Mill 2, bring out Zala, and in the turn. Okay, we'd really like to find a Miss All Sunday here, so we will be taking some hits here, looking for that Miss All Sunday in life, if we can make it work. I'm gonna take here, no trigger. And 6, another 7. We will take, use this trigger, and we find the All Sunday. Good. Now it's gonna come, yeah, the big Rosie. Okay. So, what can we do here? Can we get this Lawn Rosie off the field? I wonder if that is doable. We have you. Do we have a Mr. 5 or Mr. 1 already in there? We do not. I think it is worth going for, though. We're going to get you and you back. Minus here, mill 2. We don't hit, but we can play one out of hand. And then we can shrink you. And then we can just send a bunch of swings at it. They don't have a block, so they have to give me counter, or if they want to protect it with a leader ability, they're giving me life. They're probably going to give me counter. And then we get to go a 7 at it. I like this because it drains their hand pretty well, because they can't just take everything liberally here. And we still have the 3 life. We'd like to find a crocodile, but I don't think we will. We will defend life a little more this turn than we did last turn. If they want to swing it board, it depends on the numbers, I think, what they swing, of whether or not it's worth it. They're going to do a 6 here. I think that's probably worth using some here. That's using up their Dawn, although that one's kind of an awkward amount. I will not protect him. I will protect Zala more so than the Lawn Rosinante. Okay. 2, Dawn -1, Gamma Knife. Gamma Knife, I don't think I can protect her from. Gamma Knife's one that I haven't seen too much out of that deck. So we'll see. The Law here. 7 we will take here. Alright. Oh, another Miss All Sunday is great for us here. How do we want to play it though? Miss All Sunday, get back you and you again. Let's do the minus on... I think I'm going to do it on this one. We are not milling because we know we have one of these in the yard. Choose friendly unit, and then we will shrink you. I'll do a 5 at you. I should... If they just let it go, we're okay with that. And then we just switch to going... at face. No, they take here. Is this just a once per turn? It is a once per turn. In which case we just swap to going face, have them on 0 life, and hold up a ground death for trying to finish next turn. 2 2Ks, 2 life, and a ground death should be enough to make us survive these turns unless our opponent has really good numbers. Yeah, we let him go. Because they're going to have to burn some cards to get out cards. Law, okay. That's not staying even in cards in hand here. Okay, which one are they playing out? The Rusher, okay. Five at lead. I think they have 1, 2, 3, 4 swings. We will give a 1K here. And then I think we want to take some here. Because we want them to come in with their blockers. Okay, they heal. They bring out another blocker. We are going to take this 7 if they swing this 7 at us. Because we can get out of the 8. No trigger. Okay, they do pass. So we have to swing with one of these here, because if we need to shrink this one for ground death, we want to have already swung with one of our attacks. This is asking at least 3 cards out of them. Let's see how they play this. In theory, we could even go maybe another turn. Okay, they give us a block and a thing, which is really good for us here. Now we do... This is 6 left. 6 on 13 is 19, which is... Split down the middle is 9 and 10. That might not be enough. Yeah, 9 and 10 are the remaining things. They do give us a 2K and a block for that. I think I'm kind of priced into going for it. Use card action, silence you, and then let's just go with the 9 here. And then we gotta go for 10. I think this is my best shot. I don't know. 5 cards is a lot. Okay, we do get there. So I only have the 3. So nice. Yeah, nice. Let's move on to the next game. Alright, Blue Purple Luffy is a rough one. Do we want to go first here? I think we do want to go first. We want to find Searcher into to 8K, then Bone Clay. I'm gonna mulligan this. I want to find a bit stronger. We have the Bone Clay now. We grabbing Makita. I'm gonna grab Miss All Sunday. Not sure here. We are gonna go 8 and through Bone Clay, hoping to find the. I'm gonna go 8 here, and then pass, and then Bone Clay into hopefully a 7 here. We're gonna do this a little aggressively early, because we have access to, and then we're gonna do this first, because if we need to get, which we end up needing to do, then we can do the combo here. If I had done it in the other order, not knowing what I was gonna find. Wow, we have them on 1 life already. This is interesting. They may go with Daz Bones, and that is what it is. Do we have a second Daz Bones? We don't have anything else in here, so if we just let him go, then we get to get it back with Bone Clay here. Well, that's a big swing. Yeah, there's no way I was gonna even attempt to protect that. Here we do get to do Miss All Sunday, getting back you and you. Grabbing second Miss All Sunday. 2-0, mill 2, bring back you, 0 units, and then we'll pass the turn. We got 2 attackers. They are still not on. Okay, that's a great one. We definitely prefer them not to have that. I think I might actually just do another All Sunday here. And do the same play as before. L2. Yeah, here we have the double finger. Now we're protected from future ones. And then we can go 6 and 6. Drawing out some of these cards here. And 6. They're giving us 2Ks for those. So that means that they don't have very many 1Ks in hand. They are on 7 cards. Obviously, that is a bit of an annoyance here. They find the other Sanji. This is where we start to expect the big Sanjis here, but we're going to have the Croc to start locking down their board. Yep, okay. 6 there is an easy 1K, and now we get to double freeze and ground death. Right. We get to get some good card value out of these 2. We will mill 2. We will discard Bone Clay, and then we'll go 6. And then 8. There's no point in going the 9. If they're going to get out with Gum Gum Giant, they're going to get out with Gum Gum Giant. But I think we're in a very good spot here. 5 life is not ideal. We'd like to have taken a couple of these to hand. But maybe we'll be able to make it work here. Depending on how our opponent plays here, Sanji into another Mihawk. Wow. We will counter here. I think it's correct to do. Let's go with the 10. Okay, another giant out. It's the second giant out. I almost think it's not worth it to play, or no, I'm gonna swing and I'm just gonna use Miss All Sunday here. Draining out their cards here. Miss All Sunday, getting back you, and... Oh, I should have gotten back Babe. Another Miss Wednesday, because we're not going to be able to use Don't Mill, Pitch, you, Freeze, I guess you, and then we'll go with a, let's go with an 8. We don't have any protection up anyways. Hopefully, this Bonclay can represent a negation of a Nami pretty easily. So playing this out may not be that bad. We are at 5 life. It's not like we're going to die this turn anyways. And we are going to get some swings out of him first. Lots of power going at their life here. Roger's a bit of an annoyance. We let him go. We're going to take some hits. 9, take. 9, take. 9, take. Alright, so that was a bit of an annoyance, them finding that. We get to swing our 8 here. I think it's probably correct to just do the Croc here and try to yeah, Croc double freeze I think is the correct play in this situation. 10. I should get out. Alright, so we have 3 giants down. We will give minus here. Don't mill. Pitch the disappointed. Freeze you. Freeze you. We don't find another one. So we just pass here. They have 4 attacks. We have a good chunk of stuff here. We can even take some of these things. Bonclay does represent again the ability to negate one of their blockers if they're playing them. Gear 2, useful to know that that's there, because that means I should go with a 9 with Miss All Sunday when I swing with Miss All Sunday. Okay. 9 here. They're gonna send more 9, so I'm gonna take the first one. I will use this trigger. We don't need a second tour. 9. We can do 2, 2, 1. We can't take this one, so we have to counter out. And we do 2, 1, 1, 1. Yes, this one we will take. Unfortunately, we can't do anything about that. Red Rock, one of my guys. Hold up a whole bunch of done. Okay, so we have to go for it this turn. So best ways to go for it. They have used not a whole lot of 1s, so they probably have drawn more 1s here. We know they have a gear 2 to play around. what else can we do here? We can... Yeah, I think it's gonna just be 6. Because they have the Dawn up, we just need to force it. They only have the single copy of Gum Gum Giant left. We know that much. So should I go 9? $23 cards. There's a reasonable chance that they don't have to. Okay, there's the 4th Gum Gum Giant. We should go the 9 here because we know that they have Gear 2. Gear 2 plus 1 card, and then we just go for 14. I think this is as best we can play it. Gear 2. Yeah, there we go. Man, that was definitely tough. The stack of Mihawks was definitely tough to deal with, especially with them getting them out early and us missing on the Zala early. If we find Zala there, the game goes significantly easier for us because we get to keep this first Missile Sunday, which is a lot more pressure on them. But losing the first All Sunday right off the bat was tough. Good game short opponent though. Alright, for our last one here, we have a kind of interesting one. We have Lim. Against Lim, I think I'm going to go first. I think I want to be pretty aggressive against them. This seems fine. A little light on playables, but I will stick with it because I think we have a pretty good late game. Their guys coming out rested will help a lot because we get to swing at them pretty aggressively the whole game. Here... let's go 5-5. I think 5-5 is correct here. And then 5. They are probably going to give me a card here. Okay, yes, they do. This Lim being active is a bit of an annoyance here. We will take this first one because we're looking for cards to play here. Sure. That does mean that they won't get to restand both of their guys unless it is... Oh yeah, that was 100% fine with me. Unfortunately, we did not find another card. So maybe we just swing big at... Yeah, I think we're just going to swing big at this new gate here. I don't think they're going to be able to defend it here. And they are stuck on not very much aggro here. This Lim will restand herself. 3 or more risky characters. Oh, 3 or more. So they need a third one. Okay, there's the third. Let's take this one as well. We want to find something to play. I'm going to grab this because I'm going to be playing the Missile Sunday next turn, and being able to run the searcher out off of it is going to be great. Swing a 5. And then we get to do you and you. Grabbing you and pass the turn. And now we get to do a lot of countering here. Expecting audio maybe, or the Zoro. So we do want to start countering pretty aggressively here. Another Dofi, okay. We're gonna have to take advantage of that. They've set up a pretty good board here. 5. That's an easy 1. 6. That's 2. 7. Yeah, we'll give 2 2s. 1 of each. Restand all their guys. Yeah, this, I guess, has turned into just a face race. So we go a 6. And then an 8. And then another All Sunday, grabbing you, and I'm gonna grab a U just in case. We are going to mill 2 cards. Let's grab the... Do I want the Daz Bones? I think I'm just going to grab the double finger and we will just be set up for next turn. I think we're in a pretty strong spot here still. They could put down a fair bit of pressure, but we have a blocker, we have some 2Ks, we have a ground death available to us. Shanks, that's fine. A 6K, that's a simple 2. 6K, that's another 2. 6K, we will ground death. And then we will block. See if we can get another Croc back. We do not, so let's just grab a 2K. We get to Croc 2 of their guys here. We'll take this one. Yeah, that's a fine trigger to use. Grabbing another one of these. All right, so we get to do 7. And then 8. And then 6. And then Croc frees you. Minus. We are not gonna mill. Pitch this. Freeze. I think one of the Dophies is fine. And pass the turn here. Next turn we're definitely going to be able to go for a game here. They will be too low on cards, I think, to push. 7 is a 2 and a 1. Seven, I will take this one. 7 is a 2 and a 1. 8, and then they want to do it again. So I'm going to take here, knowing that I have ground death, to deal with the second swing here. No block, ground death. Okay, now if we, let's go with a 7 here. This should get out a block or take 2 cards, and then we can figure out the correct way to play this after. Okay. So if we do all Sunday, getting back Daz Bones eventually, then that taps down this blocker. We have a 6K that we can send into something, oh, even more. So let's actually go ahead and do that. Let's play this out. Play, grabbing you. Do I need the other one? I don't think I do. It won't make a difference. So choose 0. Don't mill. Pitch you. Oh, we gotta pick first. And then let's see here. Let's go 6 at one of these. Just see if they give us a card. They shouldn't. They do give us a card. Then we can go 5, 9, 12. Okay. Yeah, and they do pack it in afterwards. So this one I think is pretty well in our favor. So I'm not too surprised that this one did eventually go our way. It did take a little longer than I expected, They did get out multiple guys really early in the mid game before I could interact. Didn't find the bone clay to get rid of the early what's it called? The early limb, which stifled us a little bit. It would have been even stronger showing otherwise. But let's go ahead and wrap up for this video. All right, so again, this is the same list we've been running for a while. It still seems to be doing pretty successful. My my bounty on the sim is bouncing around the same number pretty consistently here, and I think I'm slowly gaining stuff, but it is kind of slow as I move through all of the new EBO3 leaders. Or EBO3 decks, I should say. The new Nami is definitely a pain in the butt, for sure. I wish it was a little less just great on curve. Wish you had to work a little bit more for it, but it really is just like no-brainer. If you have it, you play it on 5. There's no reason not to in pretty much any deck that plays it, which is a little disappointing to see, but that is the way that some decks are going to work. And we just have to learn to adapt. I think my win rate against those decks has probably dipped a little bit since they got the Nami, but I'm still feeling pretty reasonable into those decks. It's a little uphill, but it's still a manageable thing, and I think that people will probably slip up in paper some in ways that I might be able to take advantage of. And yeah, we'll just kind of go from there. Let's see how many weeks there are left. Not a whole lot of weeks left before the regionals, so we'll probably start to get into some general like matchup kind of discussion stuff if I can. I just need to start writing down my thoughts so that I can start prepping for that video. And yeah. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope you guys have been enjoying the Croc content. We are hoping to do pretty reasonable in the regional if we can. If we make day 2, that would be awesome. If we don't, we are playing a bit of an off-meta deck. Not terribly far off meta, but a little bit off meta. So, yeah, I'm not necessarily expecting to get day 2 or anything like that, but hopefully our hard work will pay off and we'll be able to do that and get some decent participation prizing. But thanks again for hanging out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.